Thank you everyone for joining us today. This is the second part in a four-part series where we are discussing all about Azure Active Directory Security. And we're discussing some of the most popular features and concepts related to the Azure AD Security. And in today's session, you will learn all about the identity governance, the terms of use, conditional access, and how we can use it for external users and access and collaborate. This is Hussam Mohsina. I'm the program manager for Microsoft Reactor and physically located in Abu Dhabi. And as you know, the reactors are hubs for founders and developers to meet, learn, and connect to local peers and learn from all the industry experts from Microsoft partners and the open source community. It's also home to the Microsoft for Startups program, and with a diverse mix of hands-on workshops and expert panels like the one we are having today. We're having a diverse mix that helps and serves almost everyone. So check out our calendar of events on meetup.com to not miss on any of the upcoming sessions, and feel free to share and amplify any of the content you find here. The session for today is recorded, and I'm sharing also the part one of the series also with you in the chat. We continue this journey with our speaker, Robert P., who is a security architect and a Microsoft MVP. Robert is an experienced professional who works on a daily basis with customers around the globe, deploying security features related to on-premise and cloud environments. And he's a regular speaker at national and international conferences. He has a technical blog, which I'm sharing in the chat with you, and you can connect with him on LinkedIn and Twitter. Just a quick reminder before we start the session, there's a simple code of conduct, let's say, rules that are simple and straightforward. We are all here coming to learn, so and coming from different backgrounds. So let's all be aware of others and friendly and patient. Since also this is a learning environment, we need to be welcoming and respectful and open to all questions and viewpoints. We need to also be understanding of differences and kind and considerate to others. That's all for the introduction for today. I'm gonna pass the mic to Robert to take us through this second part of the series. Thank you, Robert, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you, Hassan, for such an introduction. So yeah, please let me share the screen with you and confirm if you will see the screen, and then I will be able to start today's discussion.
Yes, the screen is live. Yep.
Great. That's great. So today we are going to continue our series and focus on one of, and maybe not focus only on one of the features that we already described, but yeah, there will be some fun today. So small introduction about me. My name is Robert Przybylski. I'm a Microsoft MVP from Enterprise Mobility category and security architect at Predicagroup. On a daily basis, I'm working on the on-premise, cloud, and security, trying to automate everywhere where it's possible, and with main focus on cloud and security, of course, including compromise recoveries. You can reach me over my blog, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Everything is on chat in this moment. So let's move on about the agenda. As you all know, this is the series, so we already did the first meeting last week. Today we are going to focus on identity governance with some more information regarding the last meeting, because we are going to touch the collaboration with external and guest users. Plus, we will do some automation because I have prepared some things for you. Then next week, we are going to work on the access reviews. We are going to touch PIM for resource roles and resources as well, and also maybe some of the automation. Then the last meeting will be very fun for all of us, I guess, because we are going to cover passwordless topic. So these are only the points to discuss on that meeting, which are the MFA, the temporary access pass, 502 physical keys usage, and the authenticator as well. So we know what will be the agenda for the series. So the time is for today's agenda. We are going to expand the Azure. We are going to repeat one more time some things about identity governance from Azure AD, then describe one more time entitlement management for all those people who didn't join last time. Then we are going to talk about ways of cooperation with external users, do some automation. Of course, there will be a demo, and at the end, there will be a Q&A part. So let's start. Identity governance. Basically, this is a very important component because it's allowing us to protect, monitor, and audit access. Basically, we can govern the identity lifecycle using the entitlement management. We can govern access lifecycle using the access reviews, and we can also secure privilege access for administrators, which will be described next week, same like the access reviews. There is only one requirement. You need to have Azure AD P2 for all of the users covered by this feature. Identity governance is not one feature exactly. This is the set of the components. So according to the Microsoft, the first one is entitlement management, which we are going to touch base today. There's also access reviews. We will do something with the access reviews today as well. Terms of use, we are going to touch this today, plus privileged identity management. But as I said, these are the 4 components from Microsoft point of view. From my point of view, we also need to use conditional access. Without this, the terms of use won't work properly. And we also need to use Azure AD B2B model because, yeah, without that, we cannot invite people to our company, right? To our tenant. Let's move on to entitlement management overview. This will be the reminder because I already described that last week, but let's do it for the refresh. We have our resource directory where we can have resources, which are the groups, applications, SharePoint online sites. Applications means all the applications integrated with Azure AD. We cannot use it for OneDrive. It's not working on that way. OneDrive can be covered by Microsoft Cloud App Security stuff. So beside the resources, every directory has users, which are in this case requesters, right? Then when we go deeper into the entitlement management, we will need to deploy catalog. This will be nothing else like a catalog of the resources where we can define, okay, for this particular external company or the external users from Predicagroup, right? We can assign them only the set of the specific resources. So we have some of the resources. It's not the same like all of the resources from our directory. We need to pick them from the list, right? Then we have airbag, which is there are 4 or 5 roles, as I could remember. We have the owner, we have the reader, we have the access package manager, and access package assignee manager. Those roles can be assigned. And then on top of it, we have the most important thing in this, which is access package, because within the access package, we can try to use resources from our from the catalog. So as you can see, group 2 is already here, right? We cannot add anything else. Then you have group 1, which is here. You have application 1, which is here. You have site, which is here. But as you can see, site 3 is not on the list because it's not within this catalog, right? It's not there, so we cannot assign this resource to the list. Then, of course, we can have multiple packages, right? You can decide either to assign the package for only one group to the specific group of the users or based on other conditions, or you can maybe decide to create the access package that will include internal and external policy, which means users inside your company, your tenant will be able to request for it, plus people who are outside of your tenant. For example, you can decide to use only the specific organization, like you know that Predica has the specific tenant, and all the people from Predica's tenant can access your environment. I will show you today because this is the really nice and important feature. So as you can see, even here, those requesters might request the access packages. So requester 1 and 2 can request internal access package because it's configured only for the internal users. The funny thing is that this is only the one switch visible for externals, yes, no. And here within the access package 2, you can see that there are two policies. One is allowing the internal users to request that, and then another one is allowing those people to get into your tenant. So yeah, let me disable the laser and let's move on. And yes, today we are going to discuss this external directory case because last week we discussed already the internal case. So basically, let me summarize in the one slide what are the ways of cooperation with external users. The standard approach before identity governance and then entitlement management was as follows: create a team on the teams, then add guests to the team, wait for acceptance, and then collaborate, right? But when the project or the cooperation was finished, I guess that most of you forgot to remove those accounts from your tenant, right? We are lazy, right? We need to say that we are lazy, so we can forget about that because yeah, we have too many other things on our shoulders to deploy, right? So basically, the case was that there was no idea who, when, and why invited those people, and there was no approval and other things. And this is the standard approach, what I discovered during the time of working with my customers. There is also a new approach, which is kind of similar, right, to the first one. Create a team, then use entitlement management to onboard the people to the team. It doesn't matter if you will use it for internal users or external/guest users, because then you can collaborate, and at the specific point in time, this collaboration might be stopped. You can plan how long it will work, or you can just decide, okay, I don't want this particular user to collaborate with me anymore, so let's remove him from this package, and then today you will see what will happen. So basically, we know we are having the logs, right? Who, when, and why invited the new guest. We can require approvals, we can require justifications, and many, many more things, right? So the next slides will show you the things which we are going to use during the automation part of the demo today. So basically, because I'm going to use the Azure AD application, sorry, I was thinking how to provide password in a secure way. So this will be like a free benefit for you, because this is my favorite way of providing the passwords to the scripts, right? First of all, I'm creating the variable with the specific credential, then I'm passing it through export CLI XML to the specific file, right? And then I know that only me from my computer can access those specific credentials, right? Because if somebody will open that, it's hard to decode the password. Then if I want to do the other thing, which is the importing credentials, I can use this specific commandlet, right? Which is assigning to the variable secret information, which is gathered from the secret XML file or any other. Okay, it's not the same, but it's supposed to be the same. And then using the get network credentials .password, I can receive the secret. So today we are going to do a couple of things, but first of all, before we will go deeper with the automation, let me stop in here, and then let's switch to my tenant, because I think it will be more interesting for you. So as you may remember, last week we had a we had some discussion about the access packages and the catalogs. So basically, yeah, I have to remove this one, this little guy. Yeah, I have the dedicated catalog, which is for external collaboration. You can see that there are some resources available, which are the web pages, applications, or the group or team, because this is the Microsoft 365 group. And then you can see that there are two access packages for internal and external, right, people. Then you can see also kind of airbag, because we can see that for this particular user, access package manager role was added there, right? So this is the same what we did last week, right? But what makes difference? First of all, we can target, as I said, we can target those catalogs or packages to the dedicated and the specific tenants. So here you can see that I have an external lab tenant, which is another tenant which I'm having. Then I have it configuration here, who can be the sponsor for this particular tenant, and about the sponsors I will tell you in a minute. And then external sponsors as well we can have. So what I did before this meeting today, I have configured access package for external collaboration that is providing the external collaboration group with a member role to the users, to all users which will request that, right? But what about the policies? I mentioned about the policies, and look, here we have information that this particular package will be assigned for the users not in my directory. So these are the external ones, right? Then I can target it to the specific. I can target it to the specific organization, which is the one which I showed you just before. Then approval modes. Do I need approval, justification, how many stages, who is the first approver, and here is the internal sponsor as an example, who is the fallback, how many days this decision has to be made, and so on. We can have also some kind of request questions, but I'm always keeping this thing. And then we have things which are expiration, so that means how many days it will be valid. We can choose on date, never, or a specific number of days, and then access reviews, which we are going to cover next week. So basically, with this in mind, we can do one thing. Let's assume that I will be a standard user. Sorry, wrong URL. I will be a standard user, and yeah, let's think that I want to invite somebody to my tenant. Of course, I need to switch account. So as you can see, I have access to my teams within my tenant. And let's wait for the teams. All right, so basically what we are going to do today is to add here to this external collaboration team somebody who is not part of my tenant. In order to do that, I need to have the access package ID. So either I can ask access package assignee, access package manager, or access package assignee manager, hey, I want to provide the package to the specific people, to the specific person, or we can share with our with this external company the URL to our packages. So how we can do this? This is very easy stuff, because we need to copy only the one link, which is myaccess.microsoft.com. And here I need to step for a minute and describe why it's so important. Let me open the notepad, and yeah. So basically, we'll go to this link. It will move me to my tenant. If I will go to this link, it will move me to a specific tenant, and go to this link. I will go to the specific tenant. Basically, as you can see, the difference is that if I want to check, if I were the external consultant and I want to see all the packages which are existing under the NDP Azure Block PL tenant, I need to provide this access, this link, right? But in this moment, we are going to use that kind of information. And then I need to, in order to do this, I need to switch to another tenant. So here is another profile, another tenant. I need to go to this link, and then let's see what will happen. So I have a test user, which will be this one, Alan. Let's log in here. You can see that this is the different tenant. And then because this access package is available only for my organization, I can see that. And you can see that I was using this URL. If I will press it one more time, you can see that this request will pop up automatically. If I will go here without this access package /ID, I will see all the access packages available for my tenant inside of the MVP Azure Block tenant. So here I can request for Reactor demo, and yes, accepting all the required things. And what will happen now? My request will be transferred to the internal sponsor to accept that. So please give me a chance. I need to go to my access, Microsoft.com, using the proper ID, which is this one, because this account was configured as a approver, right? Sorry, sponsor, internal sponsor. So you can see that here I'm having the approvals one, which is the information that there is a one pending approval. And we can see that, okay, Alan wants to access this package, which will give him the access to the specific resources. Let's see what are them. Yeah, I can see that this will be a group with the member level of access. And I can see if anybody approved that. It's only one stage of approval, so now what will happen? It will take some time because now Alan will appear in our Azure AD. So I can show you that in this moment there is no Alan here, but soon he will be here because in the background the workflow looks like he will be invited, then he will be accepting the terms of use and configuring MFA, and then he will appear here. So let's go to the Alan side and see what will happen. We can see that our package was submitted, and then, yeah, automatically I was informed that the resource is not shared by Microsoft, and that the MVP tenant wants to get some information about me. So let's accept that. And then I need to have my phone next to me because I will need to configure some things. And as you can see, these are the informations that are required. So I need to provide MFA, or maybe not to provide, but configure MFA. So let's do this. Please do not scan the code, if possible. All right. I have added it to my phone. then you can see that it's asking me to approve. So I will approve that. And then, yeah, authenticator is done. We're halfway there. And then another thing is coming. We need to accept terms of use. Remember when I say that terms of use is a part of it, but terms of use will not work without conditional access. And I will show you why. Because first of all, you need to trigger the terms of use for the specific users, which are the guest and external users, right? So here you can see that this is the PDF that I created just before our meeting, that for the reactor in terms of use, I need to expand that and accept. After the acceptance, I will hopefully have access. As you can see, I can stay signed in, but that means that my account was configured. So now I will switch to my original MVP tenant, and you can see that guest account for Alan was made, right? You can also see that there will be some groups assigned automatically. So let's see what we can do, right? Let's go to the access package, active access packages, and then click the link. It will automatically open the teams, and I hope I will not be logged off. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just realized that I clicked that and it will be a problem. Can you see my screen still? I hope yes. So let's move on. Sign in with Alan credentials and hope that it will work. Because yeah, I can tell you that I did it a couple of times, and sometimes there are some issues with Teams cooperation, and it's taking too long. So as you can see here, you can see it's grayed out, but you can see that this is the external lab tenant, and I'm asked if I want to switch to MVP tenant. Yes, I want to switch because I want to cooperate with them using the specific Teams channel, because I have very important project to deliver with them. So now I was moved to MVP tenant. Of course, I can click here and choose my tenant as well, but you can see that I have access to the external collaboration. I can confirm that I have access here. Boom. I just typed that, and then let's switch to another tenant, and we can see that my guest account is here. So this is the beauty of the entitlement management, that it will help us really match with those configurations. But what we can do now with it? First of all, I want to show you identity governance and especially settings of the entitlement management. Because here we can configure pretty nice things, which are, we can decide if we want to block external users from signing in to this directory when they don't have any access package. Plus, we can decide after how many days they will be removed. If we will put any different value than 0, system will wait for it, right? But if we will put it here like that, which is the 0, that means that automatically when the user will not have any access package, he will be removed from our tenant. So this is very nice feature according from the GDPR policy, which is in Europe, right? The law to be forgotten, so we can ask for it, right? And it will be done automatically. So let's assume that we want to, I will close this window as well. And let's assume that we want to remove the access for Alan. I need to go to the external access package, the one where he's assigned, and then see on the assignment if he's there. we can see that he's here, and let's remove him. And what will happen now? He will be removed, but not only from here, but very soon he will be removed from the Azure AD. It's accordingly, right? And then I can show you how it will look from the different point of view. Let's web app instead. And then when the script will, or maybe not the script, but the logic will finish, this specific user will lose access to this tenant. And I just want to show you Outlook, because he will also be notified through the emails about this access, about having this access and losing the access. Yeah. So this user has access to the had access to the external access package, and he was notified over the email, same like the admins. And then when he loses this access, either package expired or somebody decided to cut him from the project, he will also be notified about that. So let's refresh the teams, because now it should move to the very soon. It should move to the specific tenant, but sometimes it's taking like 5 to 10 minutes. So I will switch here, and then you can see user is not still here. He's not on the list. He will be moved to the deleted users. And after 30 days, he will be removed, or when I will decide to delete permanently, right? So now you can see that something is changing, right? The user is not a part of any teams. If I will do F5, which is refresh, let's see what will happen. He still don't have access, but I was asked to sign in one more time. Of course, I could choose my tenant, and that will be good, but I can just click the sign in, and then you can see that, first of all, I'm back to my tenant, and then secondly, I don't have any other tenants available here. So for this particular user, the story ends about the collaboration. But let's think about other things, which are, for example, how to automate those things, because I can tell you that doing those configurations might take some time, because we need to create something, we need to set up everything, and so on and so on. So in order to do this, I have created some of the scripts which are still in beta, because there is an API for the identity governance, but it's still under the beta. So let me show you what I will do in this moment. First of all, I will play with the settings of the entitlement management. So you can see that yes, 0. Yeah, sorry, I need to check if I'm still in the proper place. Yeah, I forgot to change the. Yeah, I need to change the script name. So give me a second. Yeah, it's everything before the presentation. So we have the first one, and you can see that maybe I will show the full comment here. You can see that I have imported my credential to the secret. Then I have provided the application ID, which is in use for this particular work. I have provided the secret, the name of the tenant, then the switches, either I want to block and delete or something else, and how many days, after how many days the account should be blocked. If we will move here and do a refresh, you will notice that, yeah, we have changed that, right? So now I can do the very similar thing, but it will be kind of opposite because it will run the, it will revert the change, right? We will set up it to 0. And of course, there are logs using the transcript, so don't worry, nothing will happen without your information. So you can see it's done, right? So what will be the next step? The next step will be to run the script, which will allow me to configure entitlement management in that way that, first of all, I will have connected organization, additional one, with the specific internal approver. Then I will have a dedicated catalog, which will be accessible for the external users as well. And then one access package with the access package review with the specific resource added and configured for the connected organization. Sounds good? So let's do this. So in order to do this, I need to check if the script is properly named. No, it's not. So yeah. In order to do this, we are going to run another script, and there are many more parameters because we need to put the information about the connected organization domain name. We need to provide the display name of the connected organization, who should be a sponsor, internal and external, what will be the name of the catalog, what kind of resource we want to add to the catalog, how we want to call policies, and who should be a backup approver. And yeah, let's do this. I think it will be the best to show. First of all, we will be asked to log in. Sorry for that. I know we can do it using the service principal, but I did those scripts yesterday, so I didn't have time to configure that. So I think it will not be so bad to log in using the standard account. But of course, in the next iteration, I will change it to the service principal. So now you can see that script is configuring the connected organization with the specific name. Then it's adding internal sponsor to the specific organization. Then we are creating the catalog called Reactor. Then catalog resources, which is adding the group to the catalog. Then we are creating the access package, Reactor Catalog External Collaboration, assigning it to the specific group. And then we are doing the policies, internal and external. So now you can see that script has finished. And yeah, the log will show everything like it's here. But let's see from the portal point of view what changed. First of all, we have MCT directory. This is my another directory, and you can see that it was created by MVP Graph. This is the application that I'm having here. Sorry. If we will go to the app registrations, you can see that I have the graph, the application called MVP Graph. And this application has some specific permissions and the consent to the tenant. I will tell you something more about those things in the next few minutes. So let's go back to the connected organizations. We have the new connected organization. We have the information who's the approver. We have the information what is the name of the connected organization. It's simple, right? Let's move on to the catalog. Here you can see that we have the catalog which is enabled with one resource and one access package. So let's go inside of it. Same here. It was created by MVP Graph application app registration. So let's move on. We have resource. We have external collaboration team. We have access package. And you can see that this is the name of the specific access package. We don't have in here the roles and administrators because using this API. API is still in the beta, so there's no exact way to do this. So as soon as I will figure it out, I will update the script and you can follow the repo on the GitHub. So let's click on this particular access package. You can see that, yeah, we have Reactor catalog and external collaboration. So there was some logic. This is the name of the catalog. This is the name of the resource. So that's why this is the name of the application of the access package. Then let's check the resources. You can see that here is the same specific resource with the specific level of it. And then you have two policies. One is for the internal users, internal access policy, which is very easy. We want to do it for every members, excluding guests. We want to have one approval, justification, one stage, and so on and so on. And then about the lifecycle, we want to have the access reviews. It will not expire at any time. And the other settings about the access reviews. You can see that the reviewer is as well configured. So this is the first access package. Policy. Then we have external users. That will be fun because what changed here? We have it configured for the specific organization, and we want to have some more information. For example, yeah, we will have fallback, backup approvers, and so on. How many the difference will be on the number of days, justifications, and so on and so on. Even you can see that this is the backup approver as well. So those informations are kind of different from the internal policy. Plus, here is kind of more strict because it will expire at the specific date. It will have access review on a monthly basis. Then we have information who will be the reviewer of it, right? And speaking about that, you will have those access reviews. So when it will start it, you will have those informations here. And I just want to show you one thing from the scripts as well, because we need to run two more scripts. One will be the script that will create the terms of use instance for with the specific name. So let's run it. Have it, and then it will create the conditional access policy that will be linked. And yeah, I need to log in one more time. So basically, in order to use terms of use, you need to create the terms of use, plus you need to do additional step, which is dedicated policy. I will minimize that and let's see what changed. If we will go to the terms of use, you can see that this is the Reactor terms of use and it's configured, but there's a small but. Within this API, because it's still in beta, there's no easy way to upload the document, the terms of use document. So that's why I called it remove me and upload new file. What you need to do is to click update, choose the file from the specific location, add, and you can see it was changed, right? So this is the first thing. The another thing which what we did was conditional access. So if we will go here, you can see that here is a conditional access configured, external users and guests, Reactor terms of use. As well, there is a small logic for that. So what I did here is, first of all, I have targeted for all guests and external users and exclude my breakglass account, just to make sure that it won't, if somebody will change something, it won't break. I have targeted it to all cloud applications to make sure that it will be required. And then Yeah, and then I forgot to enable that to do this, because at the end of this script, it should use MFA plus reactor terms of use. Yeah, and I play with this code today, so that's why there is a small difference, because normally it should contain those two configurations. So I will put a note on the site and update it on the GitHub repo later today. So these are the things what we did. And I will close now this window and open the script, one of the scripts, because I want to show you how to work with those scripts. First of all, you will have some informations like notes, examples, and so on. But here you have the very important thing. You need what kind of permissions you need to assign to the application. And if you are going to play with the groups, the application, the app has to be the owner of the application. And then you can see that there is nothing else like REST API it's in the game, because yeah, we are able to do this only using the beta REST API. So lots of code for this. And let me check why actually there was no configuration in the terms of use. Maybe not the terms of use, but the policy. Yeah, we haven't. So most probably I did some typo in the code, so I will fix it later today. So let's go back to the presentation. And yeah, as I said, we have the code. And if you want to get this code, this is available over the specific link, which is this one. I will paste it to chat if you want to have it. Yeah, I need to use Notepad for it, because it will be very, very huge. So here you have the information, the link. And yeah, that was the demo. Thank you. That was all about from my side. And now I can switch to the questions from the chat, because I can see there were some. So let's start from the beginning. Sorry. Question from Robin. To the existing configurations. About the existing guests, yes, we can do this, right? We can switch to the mode where we need to force access packages for all of the guests, right? It's possible, but it will be very, very, it will require work from the guest side, right? Because they will need to approve. You will need to provide the access to the link to the access packages, but it's doable, in fact, right? And this is the way why the access package was developed. Additionally, I can tell you that next week I will tell something about access reviews, where you can scan all your active Azure AD and check if you are having any guest, and do the review and decide, okay, this guest is not required, boom, he will be removed. So yeah, you can do it that way. Who to check who invited the guest? It's all about the logs. You will have those informations in the logs. So yeah, let me open the Azure AD, and I will show you, because everything is in the logs. Plus, you need to remember one very important thing. I need to open my Access Microsoft Home using the specific account. Yeah. So if you will go here as an approver, you can see who asked when the specific approvals, right? Same from the access package level from the portal, right? If you will go to the portal, then you can see who was requesting access package and who this access package was delivered. So let me go here. I just want to show you the workflow about that. Assignments. Here are only the active assignments, but here you can see the requests, and it should soon update it because yeah, we had this request here. Additionally, the other thing is maybe it's not who invited the person, but who accept the access for this person, right? And the feature is available only with the P2 license, right? This is true. And then you don't need to assign P2 license to guest because it's covered by the ratio, but you need to have it for all of your. You need to first of all you need to have the tenant on the P2 level, right? When you will go here and the informations, you will see the license level. You need to have the license level Azure AD P2, plus you need to have all the required licenses assigned to the people which are the reviewers, which are the approvers, all the people who are yeah, I will answer Piotr's question in a minute. So basically, you need to assign those licenses to all of those people. Answering the Piotr question about the scripts, what I mean resource owner rights. If you will go here to the external collaboration group, which we are playing with, you can see that there is an owners tab, and the service principal has to be the owner of the group, right, of the resource. Without that, it won't be able to play with that because only the owners can modify the resource, right? So that's the answer for your question. And about the whole identity governance, I recommend you to check my blog. There is a series about the identity governance. Plus, I will work on those scripts to cover the whole identity governance from the PowerShell scripts, and then check out my repo from time to time because there will be new scripts soon. And I think that's all from my side, to be honest.
Thank you, Robert, for sharing your experience with our community. And again, I've been sharing some links and resources there in the chat. So in case any of the members has not yet checked these resources, please do. And if you have questions, we got like a couple more minutes here with Robert. And if you prefer to go mic on, just let me know in the chat. I'll enable that feature for you. And yeah, make sure you're connected with Robert across Twitter, LinkedIn, and the technical blog. I'm just going to share these links again here in the chat. Today's session is recorded, and I also shared earlier the YouTube link for part 1 in case you want to come back to today's session and review anything that will be available for you as well. It's going to be on the Reactor YouTube channel.
From my side, I can add thank you guys, and see you next week for another session with identity governance.